Live from WTOC, the Southeast News leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Welcome to The News on WTOC Plus. This is just into our newsroom. Savannah State University sent out a message to staff and students today regarding alleged campus threats. Now, in an email from President Jermaine Worrell, he wrote that several HBCUs across the country have received threats against campuses, including Savannah State. The email goes on to say, quote, "Out of an abundance of caution, our campus police have been working with Chatham County and the city of Savannah to ensure campus safety. The USG office and the FBI have been involved and confirmed that the threat is originating overseas. At this time, campus operations will continue as normal. We'll continue to monitor the situation for the safety and well-being of all students and employees." The letter also went on to ask any students or staff to report any threats or suspicious activity to campus police. Well, we do have a traffic alert for you as well. Crossroads Parkway is closed in both directions from Innovation Drive to Jimmy DeLoach Parkway due to a diesel fuel spill. Savannah police are asking drivers to seek an alternate route. We will let you know once that stretch of road reopens. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has declared a state of emergency with the incoming winter storm expected to impact many parts of the state. Kemp made the announcement this morning during a press briefing. We carried it live right here on WTOC Plus, and he discussed how the state is preparing for the potential cold and icy conditions. Kemp authorized 500 National Guardsmen as part of his order, along with suspending truck weights starting on Saturday morning. GDOT will start preparing the roads north of I-20 starting on Friday night. He says Georgia Power resources and assets are being strategically moved to areas that could be hit hardest by the incoming storm. Kemp is reminding all Georgians to be prepared, even us here in the Coastal Empire.
Folks need to start getting off the roads on Saturday night. If it's bad where you are on Sunday, just do us a favor, do the State Patrol, DOT, all the other folks, utility crews, if they're out working, if you can just stay off the roads, that would be a big favor to us and help keep everybody safe.
Kemp says they are monitoring the situation across the state, and he emphasized having a full tank of gas and an emergency kit prepared now. We should also note our meteorologists have been tracking the models that keep coming in as we get closer to the storm expected to hit us over the weekend. We should note that the winter storm will bring the biggest impacts to Middle Georgia and North Georgia. Right now, it appears that the communities north of I-20 will get hit the hardest. Here on the Coastal Empire, the biggest impacts we'll be seeing will possibly be freezing rain Saturday night and Sunday night, especially in the Statesboro area. That's where it looks like it could hit. So again, this is going to impact a lot of the state, mainly the middle and north areas. So if you have family or friends there, students going to college, something like that, maybe just check in with them over the weekend. I should also note that we are continuing to update this as new models come in. You can always stick with us on air, online as well for the latest forecasts and updates. And as we talk about the cold weather, Georgia Power says now is the time to make sure you have everything you need in case of any potential outages. Georgia Power says its team is prepared for possible ice and anything else that could happen. Right now, homeowners can prepare by stocking up on essential items for an emergency kit, just like you would for a hurricane. Some of those items include a portable radio, flashlights, batteries, water, and non-perishable goods. Now is also a good time to seal cracks and gaps in your windows and doors to keep your home warm and use less energy.
It's cold. If you open your windows in the morning when the sun comes up, let that sun heat your house naturally inside, and that can really cut down on your HVAC cost. 50% of the typical house, 50% of their utility bill is coming from the HVAC or the heating cooling system in a house.
Georgia Power is also asking for patience in case you do lose power this weekend. Turning now to the crime watch this afternoon, the Savannah Police Department has made an arrest in the fatal hit and run that killed Larry Haywood, who many knew as the Flag Man. 38-year-old Byron Reedy has been charged in his death. The hit and run happened in April at Skidaway Road and East 49th Street. Now, we've had several viewers send us videos of Larry. He was known to ride around Savannah with his massive American flag following him close behind. We will update you once a mugshot is released. And the Chatham County Police Department has filed a vehicular homicide charge in a hit and run that killed a 14-year-old riding an e-bike last month. Police say 32-year-old Miguel Reyes Castro now faces felony charges, along with the vehicle's registered owner, 29-year-old Olvin Antonio Ramos. Both men are in custody without bond. Well, a Coastal State Prison employee was arrested and charged on Monday. 27-year-old Michael Sean Colt was charged with trading with inmates without consent of a warden, giving to or possession by inmates prohibited items, and violation of an oath by public officer. And we have an update to a story we brought you yesterday out of Yemassee, where police have arrested a suspect in the vandalism of a beloved mural. Police say 69-year-old Shemanuel Yisrael is charged with littering and could soon face an additional vandalism charge. Investigators say evidence clearly links him to the damage of a mural honoring the military. The mural was created nearly 6 years ago and vandalized over the weekend. Police say multiple layers of paint were used to cover it, and trash was dumped at the site. Investigators say surveillance footage from nearby cameras helped identify the suspect. Well, plans to expand a landfill in Candler County have caused such a stink that county officials say they plan to drop that proposal altogether. It's an open space, and the county's current 20-acre landfill is reaching its capacity. However, the county has cut operations as it moves toward closing it. Candler County's Board of Commissioners announced the closure last summer, costing them upwards of $4.5 million. They will use all surplus budget money to pay for that. Now, in an effort to cut costs, officials worked out a deal with Atlantic Waste to create a new regional landfill. The expansion would have allowed 14 surrounding counties to dump their waste in Metter. County commissioners went back to the drawing board after pushback from residents.
What that would effectively do is allow us not to raise fees for the next few years and not to raise taxes, at least with regard to the need to close the landfill.
The county expects the permanent closure is a few years in the future. During that time, the site will continue to operate at a reduced rate. Right now, the site is closed for commercial use, and the remaining space is dedicated for local waste. In education news, concerns are rising over AI-powered surveillance at Kennesaw State University here in Georgia. The devices are owned and operated by Flock Safety. That's a technology company best known for creating automated license plate readers. According to Flock's website, the microphones detect gunshots and what they call sounds of human distress, like screaming. However, some students fear the mics may be picking up on private conversations. The students are now calling for more transparency.
I think that there's definitely an expectation of privacy as a student, just walking around having a conversation with your friend at a normal volume, especially just like right outside of your dorm room, which there are a lot of these directly outside of dorm buildings and like by the campus screen, and it's a little bit concerning.
A Flock spokesperson says that their audio detection systems are not continuous recording devices and that they don't monitor conversations. Turning now to consumer news, from lower gas prices to potentially larger tax refunds, consumers do have some glimmers of hope for their wallets in 2026, but post-pandemic financial pressures took a toll on credit scores. Karen Kaifa looks at those numbers as well as why they matter.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York found Americans haven't been this anxious about missing debt payments since the early shock of the COVID-19 pandemic in April 2020. Consumers still feeling squeezed by elevated post-pandemic inflation and debt that came with it.
It is a challenging time, but it's important for people to understand that they have more power over their money and over their interest rates than they think they do.
LendingTree recently analyzed records of 100,000 users with exceptional credit scores of at least 800. They found those consumers averaged $171,553 in debt, including mortgages, up 14.2% from October 2022. Despite taking on a bigger burden than a few years ago, those borrowers paid their bills on time every month. They kept credit utilizations low, averaging just 5.5% of available credit, and limited inquiries for new credit, averaging just 1.7 over the past 2 years. All key elements, Matt Schultz, LendingTree's chief consumer finance analyst, says, leading to a higher credit score.
It doesn't even have to be perfect credit. It doesn't have to be an 800 credit score for you to basically have an awful lot of options when it comes to credit cards, mortgages, personal loans, on down the line.
And in an uncertain labor market, improving a credit score could improve chances of a job or promotion. Only 11 states have laws on the books prohibiting the use of credit reports when making employment decisions, with exceptions for some roles.
All right, well, here's a question for you. Does it ever feel like someone's listening into your conversation? Well, if you're not at Kennesaw State University, it might just be your dog. Scientists found that some pups are picking up new skills by eavesdropping. Experts say the new insight gives us a better understanding into how their brains work. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story.
Okay, pull.
Dogs spend their lives surrounded by people talking, and new research shows some pups are tuning in to every word.
Can be in another room talking, and the dog will come in, knows I'm talking about him.
My dog knows way more English than you'd expect.
European scientists found super smart canines can pick up new words from eavesdropping on conversations, similar to skills toddlers develop around 18 months.
But this is the first time that we see a specific group of dogs that are really able to learn specific labels from overhearing interactions.
I think he's cute.
To test it, researchers asked owners to talk about a new toy with someone else without interacting with their dog.
It has armadillo ears, little armadillo feet.
After several minutes of conversation, they watched what the dog had learned.
Basket, go get armadillo.
The pups ran into a room full of toys and correctly retrieved the ones they'd overheard about 90% of the time.
Yes, good girl, yes.
In another experiment, owners showed a new toy to their dog, then put it inside a bucket, but only named it while it was out of sight.
That's leopard.
Nearly 80% of pets fetched the right one.
Animals have a lot more going on cognitively than maybe you think they do.
So the next time your pup reacts a little too perfectly, remember, they're all ears. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
See, my family has a pet dog, a Chihuahua, and I'm not even sure if the dog knows her own name. So I don't know. Okay, moving on to entertainment news. Oscar nominations were announced this morning, and the vampire blockbuster Sinners leads the pack with 16 nods, which is actually the most of all time. CBS's Gwen Bumgarner has more from Los Angeles.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
Ryan Coogler's vampire thriller Sinners earned the most ever Academy Award nominations with 16, including Best Director and Best Picture.
Let's go.
It faces stiff competition from Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another and the period drama Hamnet.
Begonia.
Rounding out the category, Begonia, starring Emma Stone, the Brad Pitt racing drama F1, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, starring Timothée Chalamet, and 3 other dramas, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Train Dreams.
Backhand, forehand.
Chalamet picked up his 3rd Best Actor nomination for Marty Supreme. He goes up against One Battle After Another's Leonardo DiCaprio, Sinners' Michael B. Jordan, who nabbed his first ever Oscar nod, Blue Moon's Ethan Hawke, and The Secret Agent's Wagner Moura.
Timothée Chalamet's been winning this award. This is his 3rd nomination for an Oscar, so this could be his year. Leo, I think, is also in there.
Golden Globes winners Jessie Buckley from Hamnet.
What do you wish to do, Hamnet?
Wait, now, what about the 10-minute warning?
Yeah. And Rose Byrne from If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You lead the Best Actress race. Also nominated Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, Sentimental Values' Renata Reinsva, and Begonia's Emma Stone. Among the films nominated for Best Animated Feature, K-pop Demon Hunters and Zootopia 2. The awards will be handed out March 15th. Gwen Baumgardner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, so out of the Best Picture nominations, I've seen Sinners, Hamnet, and Marty Supreme. Hamnet is probably my favorite. I think it's the one that was the most impactful movie I saw. Very heavy movie. It's beautifully heavy in many ways. I saw it right before Christmas, which was an interesting time to see it. Kind of a downbeat movie, but a really nice period piece. I've also been wanting to see that A24 film, If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Not a Best Picture nomination, but I've heard great things about Rose Byrne's performance, so it's nice to see her get a nomination as well. But right here, the WTOC Plus pick for Best Picture, at least in my opinion, is Hamnet. We'll see if it wins. I'd be happy with Marty Supreme, too. All right, and finally, here on WTOC Plus, wanted to wish a big congratulations to Maya Lomax. She's an Army ROTC cadet at Savannah State, and she's ranked in the top 4% of Army cadets in the country. She was chosen out of a pool of more than 5,000 cadets. She's a senior, majoring in business marketing with a minor in military science, and is on track to graduate with a 4.0 GPA. Huge congratulations to her. And that's going to wrap things up for us on this Thursday afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on WTOC Plus. We'll be back in 45 minutes for Welcome to Our Community with Dawn Baker at 3 o'clock. In the meantime, you can always head on over to our website for the latest updates at WTOC.com. Thanks for watching, and here's Local News Live.